What's up, gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another Boost Your Biology video. Today, I have a very sensitive topic, and that is all about penis size. Of course, this is a very, controversial topic, but what I really want to do is put forward some of the research and evidence that highlights the role of a particular hormone known as DHT and how that can influence penile growth during puberty. So what I've done for you guys is put together a PowerPoint presentation that illustrates the key effects of this hormone on penile growth. And then I'm also looking at various strategies to increase this hormone. So guys, if you're brand new to my channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button below, as I'll be releasing some very cutting edge health research very soon. So let's jump over to this presentation. We're focusing primarily on the role of DHT and how it affects penile growth. Before we jump into this video, I really want to emphasize this disclaimer that the information depicted in this video is purely for informational purposes only. Please consult your healthcare professional before making any changes to your lifestyle or routine. Right, so now what I want to do is focus on the genetics versus lifestyle characteristics that play a role in penile development. So, of course, genetics plays a crucial role in a man's final penile length and circumference. However, during the crucial pubertal years from the ages of 14 to 21, having higher than normal DHT levels may lead to greater penile development and reach one's genetic potential. This is particularly evident, and you'll see throughout this presentation why this is such a big deal. All right, so this is an illustration of the population differences in this DHT, which is a hormone that I'll be covering very shortly. So you can see on the left-hand side, African-American men have higher than normal DHT levels, whereas Korean and Asian men have lower DHT levels. So I'll illustrate this here. In this study, it basically looks at the ratio of DHT to testosterone, and it was actually higher and the highest in African Americans. And this next study looks at the differences in DHT and testosterone and the particular enzyme that converts testosterone to DHT in healthy Caucasian men versus Chinese men. And there was a significant difference between DHT in these two population groups. So now you're probably wondering, what is DHT, also known as dihydrotestosterone? To put it very simply, DHT is the hormone that is produced from testosterone by the enzyme 5-alpha reductase. So we all produce this enzyme, although there's a very small percentage of men that actually don't produce this enzyme, but most of us, 95% of men, do. So DHT is critical for men, and it gets bashed by the media, gets bashed by many practitioners and things like that, because it appears to play a role in prostate size and things like that. But here are some facts you need to know. Without sufficient DHT levels, men have zero libido. DHT is not the only hormone responsible for hair loss. DHT has many powerful effects in the brain. Low DHT can cause penile shrinkage and reduced ejaculate volume. DHT is not the only hormone responsible for prostate enlargement. DHT can block estrogen receptors under certain conditions, and drugs that block DHT, such as finasteride, can cause almost irreversible depression, low libido, and muscle loss. So critical roles there. So now we look at, how does DHT enhance penis or penile growth? So this study on the right-hand side looked at the differences in DHT levels and a particular deficiency known as 5-alpha reductase type 2 deficiency. And remember that 5-alpha reductase enzyme converts testosterone into DHT. So those that had a deficiency in this enzyme had a micropenis, which is it was found in 3.7% of the Japanese pre-pubertal boys in that particular study. So now we're going to look at the first DHT booster. And I'm going to go through a list of these DHT boosting supplements and foods and things like that. And you guys will see links to these in the video description. So keep a lookout. Be sure to check out the links in the video description. First up, we have glycine, the amino acid that's found in bone broth and some organ meats. This particular amino acid has been shown to stimulate DHT production. I don't think many people know that. So that's one strategy. Next up, we have Cordyceps extract. I've spoken about Cordyceps on my channel. It's one of my favorite herbs. And in fact, I did use this particular herb between the ages of 16 to 20. I was using it for sports performance and for libido boost. And basically this study looked at how Cordyceps can maintain DHT levels and secretion of testosterone as well, but also counteracting prostate hypertrophy, which is very, very amazing. You'll see a link to that in the video description. Next up, we have creatine. So creatine monohydrate. This is a classic study. We see it talked about all the time in the health communities about how creatine monohydrate can bump up DHT levels. That was a study conducted in rugby players. Next up, we have Cistanche extract. I've spoken about Cistanche on my channel before. This herb can significantly increase libido. And funnily enough, it also increases DHT. So that's another big benefit of Cistanche, aka Cistanche in your pants. Next, we have caffeine. Caffeine boosts DHT. This is well known. There's many benefits of caffeine consumption when consumed chronically, and an increase in DHT is another benefit. Finally, we have sorghum. This is a grain that's found, well, guess where? Most African countries consume this grain. So I just told you before that Africans have higher than normal DHT levels. And funnily enough, they also consume sorghum. So that's a functional food to increase DHT. And by the way, guys, if you're listening in and you want to boost testosterone, DHT, and all the other hormones associated with longevity and vitality, I built a testosterone masterclass. You'll see a link to that in the video description. Highly encourage you guys to check that one out. My mission has always been to help men achieve optimal hormone status. Then finally, I wanted to add in this particular technology. I've spoken about the Phoenix, this particular device, on my channel before. And basically, it's also known as acoustic wave therapy, but it's an at-home device that men can use on their penis to basically semi-permanently increase blood flow. It increases a process known as angiogenesis, which is the creation of new blood vessels. But then it also reduces plaque buildup, which can contribute to erectile dysfunction. So I'll leave a link to that in the video description. Check that particular technology out. It's changing the game in the erectile dysfunction space. And there have been some men that report an increase in penis size after 6 to 8 weeks of usage. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Please do share this video around. Subscribe below. Check out my website, ergogenic.health, my health courses, my newsletter, my podcast, and my Instagram. This video was actually inspired by Derek from More Plates, More Dates. He just started following me on Instagram. We're probably going to do some collaboration stuff soon. Leo Longevity, who invited me on his podcast soon. and also Ryan Russo. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.